Meet Dr. Williams Adeum, founder, Martwayne Fashion, on Business Clinic. She will be talking about the theoretical, creative, and the business side of fashion. Only on 98.9 Kiss FM.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Dr. Williams Adeum.
Good morning.
Today we're talking about things to consider before you jump the ship.
Yes, things to consider before you quit your job for fashion. Most people are at that point where they are in a job that they hate, or maybe for some reason they are a bit worried that they're going to be fired or stuff like that. But in the event whereby your job is still secure and you still think, oh, you know what, I'm not so happy what I'm doing, right? What are the things that you need to think about before you take the plunge? Because I mean, I was lucky when I took the plunge. I had people footing my bills. If I didn't have anybody to foot my bills,
Yes.
I probably wouldn't have made that
Somebody who is a like they used to say.
So what are the things that you consider?
Okay, so one of the first things, I mean, it might sound like a cliche. Everybody says that, but the first thing you need to consider is, have you saved enough? Because
Meaning you have to have some savings.
yes, you have to have put something aside, because in the early stages of running a business, any business, not even just a fashion business, you need funds at some point in time.
So that is being realistic.
That is
You
being
actually
realistic.
need funding, and then you need to have had some form of savings. That's what Topper is telling
Okay,
us.
the
alright?
next thing.
The next thing,
I have questions on this one.
okay, no problem.
Okay.
Another thing is, while you're thinking about your savings, you also have to think about the fact that what happens when I go broke? Is there somebody you can cry to bail you out at the last minute? Because if you have no one, the business will crumble. So what I tell people is, write a list of the mummies, daddies, uncles, aunties, anybody you can cry to at the last minute.
What Kayode calls emotional funding.
Emotional funding. Something else I'm going to say, when approaching these people is, you're about to run a business, right? You need to think like a business person. In the early days when I started off, I won't lie, people dashed me money. And I squandered it on things that did not matter. It was related to the business, but it was on things that, now thinking back, I'm thinking to myself, was it really necessary? Did I really have to spend that much money? Just to feed off that one as well, when you're meeting these people, rather than asking them to give you money, because I had to learn the hard way.
You are going back to the emotional now.
Yes.
Okay.
But tell them to give it to you as a loan. They're at 0% interest.
Get emotional funds as loans at 0% interest.
Yes. And the reason I say that is, when you know that you have to pay back a loan, it forces you to be serious.
Wonderful.
I'm not sure if I agree with you on that one.
She sounds so much.
I have a lot of debt.
She sounds so much.
No, but
like
that's
my
what
sister.
I did though.
She sounds like my sister.
Because when you know you have to pay your bills and you have to pay your loan, and you've given the person your word that I will pay it back,
So
you have
you'll
to
be
start
serious.
thinking. And of course, you now have to become a hustler. Let's not even talk about the number of things I did,
Okay.
to try and make ends meet before I now focus on fashion.
Okay.
And I think finally, what I would advise as well is, if you can, look for like minds that you can put money together. What they call a cooperative, a job.
Oh, okay. Now cooperating.
Because-
Okay. And that sounds better, because the first thing that wanted to jump out of my mouth is when you say, I've had experiences in the past. You want to start a business and you seek people's, you feel some people have some sort of contribution they could make to your business, and you go to such individuals and say, come on do this. There is this Nigerian mentality about, if it is not mine, I'm not interested.
Well, to be honest, I haven't really faced that.
Ain't she lucky?
There might be some people. The thing is, most people, and I know about fashion, anytime I tell anybody about fashion, they seem interested. And remember I said last week, people feed off the emotions and the passion when you're talking about your business. So you have to be able to, sell your business to the person, right? And there was a lady that came for an event I had last year called Fashion Talk 2, and there was something she said, talk to anybody about your business. The people, you'll be surprised that the people that will assist you might not even be the people you know.
Aha, I agree with that.
It made a lot of sense because of course, for me, like I said, mine is a bit different. A lot of people I knew supported me, and a lot of people that I didn't even know also supported me. So you have nothing to lose.
Now, I have a question.
Asking me.
Of those 5 things, have you saved enough? What is considered enough?
Okay. That's the big question.
You are the financial person. No, a lot of people say. What people say.
Is it 1 year salary that in case this thing goes bust, at least I have 1 year salary saved somewhere so that next 1 year I can pay myself half salary? Is that enough?
Well, I don't know about even paying yourself in the early days, but what I would say is you should have enough. Let me not be unrealistic here. I mean, I'm just starting a business, so I might not even know exactly how much I need. And I'm not going to go down the route of business plan, because when you talk about business plan and you're talking to people like us, the creative people, you lose us. But what you should do is start itemizing, and we spoke about research last week. Start itemizing the things that you need, and then calculate
to start the business.
exactly, and then multiply it by 10.
Now, someone told me that the husband resigned early this year. And the enough was he had money to pay school fees for 2 years.
Which is, yes.
No, because he could pay the rent, he could pay school fees for 2 years before she allowed him to resign. Is that considered enough?
Well, it's relative. You only know the bills that you have to pay. For me, not only, of course, you have to consider the fact that are you going to cut down on your lifestyle in order to meet this new passion of yours, right? Because if maybe you're used to traveling every year with your kids, how are you going to start telling your kids that there's no UK or...
I can't they told you it's a kid.
Wait, there's something called staycation. You could have staycation before.
Yeah, stay at home.
Stay at home, because staycation, not vacation again.
Yeah.
So how do you staycation?
That's what you use. Okay, which is good. So that's why I said it's very relative. You can't have a fixed figure.
Now, sorry, I have a question. You said this, take the emotional funding like a loan. Okay.
That if you have that mentality that it is a loan, you will be serious.
Now,
So
two
ensure you
things.
say
All the loans I've taken back, I've not paid.
Yeah, you are lucky. That means the person really
No,
doesn't...
I mean that dude that gave me money to start up. Sometimes I've not 2-3 years. I
no,
still
but
pay
he
balance.
doesn't have the sister.
No, I'm
if you have
asking.
someone like my sister, he's going to pay by
If you have someone like my mother and my father, you
No, because
because if you say give me money, it's different from loan
loan
me
me
money.
money, yeah.
Because you need to be
and they
disciplined.
hold your word.
now let's look
Yes.
at the point of view of I'm the person my brother came to meet for a loan to start a business. Should I expect him to pay back the money?
Of course.
Of course, you said loan.
It's like people out there that
didn't
say,
say give me.
He didn't say give me. It's like people out there that say, oh, and we fashion designers face it a lot. Because you are my sister, I should sew for you, spend money on everything, and then you tell me to dash you.
Which is another factor. Please, so that the business will
Exactly.
grow. All family
Patronize
members
people.
should pay.
Yes, they should pay.
All right, Tom, go ahead.
Okay, so there's some things I wanted to say to people listening, and I know my people are listening because I've told all of you to listen.
Okay.
In terms of the plans and the steps you need to take, write these things down. Consider doing it on the side while you're working. I only went because I couldn't find somewhere else to study here. I tried, and where I went to wasn't really what I wanted. If I could, I would have done it side by side while I was working, and I do have people who actually are working right now and are, training in our fashion school. So think about it. Can you get a customer base in the early days, even before you quit? Test the waters first. Be sure that you're actually happy, because you might think what you want to do is bespoke, but you're actually interested in ready to wear, right? Have you started producing? Do you have customers? Is there someone you can fall back on? Right? If you're considering ready to wear, you need money up front, which is even harder. Last week I was talking about, a bit about how you can start a business with 0 naira. If you're doing ready to wear, you need capital, right? Do you have a plan? Are you able to get people to place advance orders and give you the money and then give you a bit of time before you can deliver, which is the benefit kind of ready to wear kind of gives you. You have time to go and do those things. When you sit down and put that plan together, then you can now consider, okay, give yourself maybe a year. Because when I decided to go into fashion, I actually resigned 1.5 years later.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't leave immediately.
Okay, so Dokwe, yes, as usual, we just have to give them. We don't have a choice. Contact people can reach you on, so that when they have questions, they want to get in touch with you, they can always reach you. What are the contacts?
Okay, you can reach me on WhatsApp on 0809 787 6075.
Okay, let's repeat that. 009 787 6075.
Yes.
Okay, that's the number to reach Dokwe. And yes, Instagram is at Martwayne. Okay, and yes, the website is www.fashionbeyondstitches.com. Okay,
Then on YouTube.
and on YouTube.
Yeah,
because you can quickly take that call. Hello. Aha, good morning to you.
Morning.
Okay.
Alade, where you coming from?
My Martwayne people! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Thank you.
Okay. Hope she's not a bad teacher. Hope she's a good teacher.
She's a very bad.
Oh, you know what? I owe you a hug.
Okay,
When I
I
come in,
swear
remind
you.
me of that hug.
Well,
Okay, so to those who have resigned and who have already taken the plunge, you are already living in the unknown, as Kayode said last week. Now you need to sit down and get your act together, right? Most times, and because you're in a learning environment, most times when you go and meet people, they are more sympathetic towards your cause. So start getting your customer base. I said it to people, get your phone and start looking at people that can patronize you or can refer you, right? You need to lay out a proper plan, what I call a life plan for your business. Not necessarily a business plan, but you need to have an idea of what you want to do and how you plan to make money, and then take it from there.
Okay, so that's how we wrap up the show today on Business Africa. My name's Ayodele Kozim.
And my name is Kayode Oshokore.
And yes, we had a guest called
Tokwe Williams Adeomi.
Oh yes. Okay, together we say follow the money
And talk the business.